Hi, Charlie. Earlier you were talking about sex and gender, there only being sex, gender not existing. I was wondering, like, how you define male and female and, like, what criteria you use to define them?
XX and XY chromosomes.
Okay. So, with, like, intersex people then who might be born with like XX chromosomes, but they have
An exception to the rule, right?
yeah.
So one in every 25,000 cases, yeah. But that doesn't make the rule any less true. It's like saying if you see someone with an amputated leg, you say, oh, wow, that's not normal, but you still have something normal to compare that to. It doesn't make that the rule.
Yeah, I guess. So my question is more like, if somebody then does have like XX chromosomes, but they're born with like male anatomy, or male anatomy.
So they're intersex.
Yeah. So would that person be male to you or female?
So if they're XX chromosomes with male anatomy,
Yeah.
I'm not even, how common is that?
It depends on like the specific. I think that one's Turner syndrome. So that can be like in 1 in 500 boys to like 1 in 2,500 boys.
How do you think they should identify?
I personally, in those cases, like you say that there's only sex, but I personally think that those people should be able to identify how they want to identify because it's, like, would you say that that's like an unclear circumstance or?
Well, I think that their chromosomes are rather clear, right?
Yeah. So
And they have displaced genitalia.
Yeah.
Correct?
Well, I don't okay. But so you would want them then to present as female, even though
Well, it's not a matter of what I want them to present; it's what they are.
Yeah. So they should.
And wait, did you say 1 in 500 cases?
Yeah.
That's insanely made up. I got to be honest. Like that, you said 500,000 or 500?
500.
No way. That's yeah.
Yeah.
It's what? Yeah. So 1 in 3,000 is more accurate. Okay.
All right. We can use 1 in 3,000. So.
Just a factor of 6, but yeah.
So then, do you think that those people who are, they have male anatomy, they should wear dresses, present femininely?
What is their hormonal makeup? I'm curious.
Those people would have like male, like testosterone. So they
would have more testosterone than estrogen.
Yeah, in those cases.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that actually. Yeah, I'd have to think about that.
So
but the fringe case should not dictate the rule.
Well,
that's the point. Is that fringe cases in any scenario, whether it be rape, incest, and abortion, or intersex with trans issues, is not the heat or the heart of the debate at all. In fact, if I understand correctly, the study on intersex, again, it's somewhat of a distraction of the few fringe cases that there can be at the young age, like surgery that actually ends up helping based on the hormonal makeup. Is that not right?
I think like it's better when they're adults to have certain procedures like that done. I think it can lead to issues when it's done when they're younger, but I do think that there are.
So then if you think that, do you think anatomy has anything to do then with determining biological sex?
In like, when you say determining biological sex, do you mean like in how we define sex or like?
Again, I'm just curious. Again, I just want to reiterate, we don't have 15% of high school girls in America that are quote-unquote non-binary because of intersex issues. We have 15% of high school girls saying they're non-binary because it's a social contagion that is infecting people that are perfectly normal and healthy with XX and XY perfectly functioning genitalia systems. That's the real issue. And so, while I acknowledge this is incredibly murky and I need to think about it, this is a rare disease to muddy the issue up that biological reality needs to continue to exist regardless of somebody's own personal imagination.
Yeah, I think so. Like from my understanding of sex, like reproductive biologists don't necessarily use chromosomes. They use like what gametes you produce, like what sex cells, so like sperm or ovum. But I don't know that.
Let me try to find some common ground here,
Yeah.
okay? So when the Biden government comes out and they say that men can take drugs to lactate and chest feed, Do you think we've probably gone too far?
I haven't seen Biden say that. So
That's okay. He didn't. His government did. But I'm just trying to find some common ground because, like, when the government says that it's, how about this? When the government calls women that are pregnant birthing people, do you think we're probably going too far?
I think I mean, I'd have to ask you like more questions about what you believe because I don't know.
It's pretty simple and transparent.
Yeah,
I believe what people have believed for 5,000 years, that there's man and woman, and that you can't pretend to be something that you're not. I also believe what 99% of Americans believe. So it's really not that complex. But the fact you can't immediately answer gets right to the point of this, which is that we have this radical ideology that has infected every major part of American society. And I don't think we should be focusing on fringe issues or fringe cases when it's literally staring us in the face, and it's a social contagion that is resulting in tens of thousands of people chopping off their genitalia to create irreversible damage for the rest of their life. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.